Hey guys, back with another video, and tomorrow is the World Cup. The World Cup will begin with Qatar versus Ecuador tomorrow, so I thought might as well leave it best to last. I did a video in early predictions back in July. I'm going to do the full group stage, and then when the group stages are done, I'm going to do the knockouts, and then maybe the final. So, by the way, I'm doing this all firsthand, because, there is this thing you can do online. It's called Optimillion. If you get the correct group stage, I think, right, then you'll win $1 million. So I'll try to put maybe the link in the description, but Optimillion, so you can win $1 million if you get this right. So I'm not doing this firsthand. So let's start Group A, the first group of the tournament. We got Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. So I think the first one's easy. I think it's very very easy. That Qatar is Netherlands is gonna be topping the group. I think that's easy to say. Qatar, I know you could say like home side favorites. There's not really anyone outside of their country, maybe Saudi Arabia, that plays. So I'm gonna have to put Qatar fourth. I could see an upset maybe in the first game, but I don't see it. So if you watch my early predictions, then you'll know I actually put Senegal in like the final. Because they had a lot of form, I thought they could do something well, but now Mane's injured. So that takes a huge turn in all this. So it's going to be close between Ecuador and Senegal. And also, Mendy's having a bad season. He's not starting right now for Chelsea. I think it's Kepa. So it's going to be really close. I'm going to make a shock decision. From World Cup finals to group stage, I'm going to put Senegal third, Ecuador second. Look, Ecuador actually did really good in the qualifiers, and they have a really strong young team. Hincapi, Estupiñán, some other players, I forgot, but those are two really bright young talents. I'm going to put them second, and Netherlands goes top. Again, this all could change, and who knows, maybe Ecuador could suck, because they weren't that great in the last World Cup in 2014. They only beat Honduras. They were behind France and Switzerland, but you never know. So next is Group B. I'm going to be totally honest as American, because USA is in the group. So I think again, all of us could see England topping this group. I could see maybe an England loss, maybe one England loss, but I definitely think if they're not topping this group, then something has to go wrong, because they definitely should be topping this. So the second is going to be so close. The second place is so close in the group that it's so hard to tell what happens, because it could be Wales, it could be US, it could be Iran. I'm gonna go with, I think it could be really close, but since I don't have Azmoun, I think it's Azmoun. I'm gonna put Iran fourth. Unfortunately, I'm gonna put Iran fourth. Third place, I'm going to put USA and Wales second. Again, this is if you look at their teams, this is the closest group out of all. So it's going to be always so hard to tell. Wales, I feel like, are in a good mood tomorrow. Wales, because Bale won't be so tired because he played in the US. He hasn't played for like a few weeks, I think, because of the MLS Cup final. So I'm going to put Wales finish second. I could really see it. On USA, I really don't. When I saw the team, I saw Shaq Moore, I saw Aaron Long, I saw Ethan Horvath. I think Sean Johnson. I love Sean Johnson. Not picking Saxefin, I think is the right call. Christian Roldan, Jordan Morris. I don't see it, especially Greg Berhalter as a coach. I just don't see it happening. So I'm going to put USA third, Wales second, Iran. I think I could see US finishing fourth, because I just don't think the teams run well. So, yeah. Then Group C. I think, again, it's very clear. Saudi Arabia is finishing bottom. Argentina is finishing top. But Mexico and Poland. Now, we know that Mexico kind of have a curse. Once they get to the round of 16, they get knocked out. And actually didn't make it to the round of 16. No, they did make it to the round of 16. Well, last one. So I'm going to say that streak continues, at least going to round 16. Mexico's going to be second. Poland's going to be third. Lewandowski's having a fine season, but again, it's not the greatest Mexican team. It's not the greatest Poland team either. I mean, Chesney's not doing that great for Juventus. So I'm going to put Mexico second, Poland third. Again, very close battle for second. This could go any way. This is the tough group because France are in it, and we don't know if it's going to stay the curse or not. If you don't know, if you remember, Germany got knocked out after winning the World Cup. Italy got knocked out Spain got knocked out after winning the World Cup. Italy and France got knocked out of the 2010 World Cup. And now 6, I guess Brazil didn't win the World Cup. They got knocked out in the quarterfinals. I think to Germany or France. So I'm going to say Denmark topped the group. So that's going to be the first really bold pick. Denmark, they've been on really good form. I'm going to put Denmark topping the group. I'm going to put Tunisia fourth. I don't think they have it in the tank. Especially, there's not really any talent. I mean, Hannibal Mejbri, I don't think he's getting called up, though. He's on the Manchester United team. He's on loan at Birmingham City. The Wabi Castro plays in the French league, I think, for Saint Etienne or one of the teams there. Other than that, not any really other names come to mind. So I'm going to put Tunisia fourth. And I'm going to put France finishing third and Australia finishing second. Why am I doing this? I do not know why, but I just feel like the streak will continue. Maybe not finishing fourth, but I think France are getting knocked out, especially after his performances in the Nations League. I mean, that was not great. Not to say that. Australia, they just squeaked through into the World Cup. I'm going to put them going through. And it takes a lot of courage to do that, but might as well try. I think they could maybe just get their way through. Maybe. But let's see what happens. I'm going to see. That's the first. I think that's the first really big shock. That Australia finishes second and France finishes third. So next one is Group E. I think this one's actually really simple. I think it's really easy what's going to happen here. Costa Rica finishing fourth. Other than Keylor Navas, that team's pretty even Keylor Navas, the team's kind of washed a bit, unfortunately. None of their players are really playing, so Costa Rica finishes fourth. Japan third. But when I say this, Japan could have a chance. I don't think they're going to get further around 16, but it wouldn't be a surprise if they maybe pull up a shock win against Spain or Germany. I'm going to put Spain second and Germany first. I think this is very, very easy to say because Spain do not have a striker. I think that team's been a bit odd recently, so I think it makes complete sense. Then Germany finishing top. That team, one of the greatest squad depths. I mean, they have a bunch of players in a lot of positions. They had a bunch of attackers. They have a really strong young team. A lot of Bayern players in there on okay form, pretty fine. But I think this is one of the easiest groups, maybe you could tell, Group E. Germany top, Spain second, Japan third, and Costa Rica fourth. So that's what I'm going to put there. Group F. Again, you could say this is one of the biggest groups to tell along with Group B. Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. Now, if anything, this is even more hard because there's England, I feel like, is better than Belgium. I feel like Belgium could be anything. They lost 4-1 to Netherlands, and then they win. I feel like all of these teams are going through struggles right before the World Cup. Maybe other than Canada, but Davies, I think Davies is going to be in the World Cup. Morocco just got a new coach, and Zeke's back, so I think Morocco could do well. Then Belgium, and then Canada. Now, I want to take a bit of risks, so maybe. I think Belgium could have finished finishing top. They found great form recently, although yesterday, they lost 2-1 to Egypt in their last friendly. So, I mean, that's not a great sign if they're losing to Egypt in a friendly. I'm still going to put them top. They have a lot of strong players in this. I think for now, it's their last chance. At least with their golden generation. So, yeah. Then Morocco. I think this makes complete sense. Ziyech's coming back. New coach looks really good. I think it makes complete sense after finishing second. Then I'm going to put Canada third and Croatia fourth. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you're going to say, oh, Croatia. They finished second in the last World Cup. How could they finish bottom of this group? Look, Croatia, they have a lot of, they have like an old team. But Luka Modric still doing really good. Ivan Rakitic has really fallen off since last World Cup. Even Perisic also really fallen off. There's no Mandzukic. At striker position, there's no real that good striker. The goalie position is fine. So, like, that team, I don't feel like has the strength as it did before. Like, I could see them finishing third. I definitely think they could finish ahead of Canada. But I want to take a bit of risks. Why not? This is the World Cup. We don't lay it off. So, I'm putting Croatia fourth. It's going to upset a few people, I know. But it's not the same team as before. It's not the same team as 4 years ago when Modric won the Ballon d'Or after. So, I'm going to put Croatia fourth. Canada third. Canada's going to be their first ever World Cup since 1986 or 1966. I don't remember. But I see like they have the heart, they have the determination, but the squad is not there. I know Davies, David, a few other players, maybe Melon Borjan, the goalie. But there's not enough team there, other than those many guys, to support them getting through ahead of Morocco and Belgium. Definitely not Belgium. Maybe Morocco. I could maybe see Morocco because I do have trust in their coach more than the U.S. But I feel like their team is not as good as the U.S. is like fairly functional, but their coach is definitely better and their federation is better. So Canada third, Morocco second, Belgium first. I think the first two makes sense. So that's Group F. 2 groups left. If you know where I'm from, you know I love Brazil because I went to Brazil. I made a whole thing about that. So Brazil, I'm going to put first. Brazil is going to be first. Serbia will be second. Switzerland will be third, and Cameroon will be fourth. I think Cameroon makes sense finishing last. I think, was it that team that had, really, that shouldn't have been the World Cup because of something like that? I think it might have been Cameroon. But I just don't see him finishing against Switzerland and Serbia. Then Switzerland. I supported Switzerland in the Euros. I was actually watching the game when they beat France. But I just don't see it. And I really have hope in the Serbia side. If you remember my early predictions, I said Serbia could be the dark horse of this tournament. So Serbia's second, and Brazil is finishing first. So the final group is Portugal, Ghana, and Uruguay, and South Korea. It's going to be really hard because I want South Korea to do so well. If you remember, again, I've put them as my dark horse of the tournament back in June. So I'm going to be, again, really, I'm going to make a lot of risks. Ghana's finishing fourth. They just don't have anything again, in my opinion. Like Canada, maybe. But I'm going to put in fourth. Actually, maybe like Tunisia, because Ghana, I think, is not as good as Canada. But they could maybe pull something out of the bag. Uruguay's finishing first. I don't feel like Portugal. I don't think they have the motivation right now, especially in the coaching side. I don't think the coach, he's been there for a while, but I just don't see it. I don't feel him talking the group. I think Uruguay have got in. I think they got a really good young players right now. Darwin Nunez is one example. So he's not been great recently. He's still good. Valverde. The new generation is coming. Suarez is out. I think Cavani's not doing good. So let's see if the new young players can play and take a big role. So let's put Uruguay first. So South Korea, it's been really odd what's going on in South Korea because I haven't really seen them a lot. But I know that Portugal are not going for something well. You know where I'm coming from. I'm going to put South Korea second and Portugal third. Portugal, Ronaldo's having a bad season. He's their main man. João Felix isn't really performing for the national team. That team has great depth, but not great performance as a team. If that makes sense. I think when they don't have that star player like Ronaldo and they don't have the motivation, they crumble and the performance drops significantly. So I'm going to put South Korea second and Portugal third. Again, I just wanted to be like creative, putting something awesome in there, but I could definitely see a lot of boos coming from that. But the round of 16, again, you'll have to see. If you want to see what the matches would be like, it'll be Netherlands versus Wales, Argentina versus Australia, Germany versus Morocco, Brazil versus South Korea, England versus Ecuador, Denmark versus Mexico, Belgium versus Spain, and Uruguay versus Serbia. I mean, a lot changed since the first one. But, yeah, bring it on. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens at the World Cup. It starts tomorrow. Qatar versus Ecuador. I think I'll be able to watch me at the beginning. And if I can, I might try to do a live stream. Who knows? But, bring on the World Cup. See you guys next time. See ya.